Helena, I want you to give us a little bit of a background about your relationship with these photographs.
I started working with Oxfam about 3-4 years ago. My first trip was to Peru, which was a very personal and emotionally beautiful experience to me. My mother is from Peru. A lot of these pictures are from some of those tiny little villages that we went to visit. You know, we don't live in these areas, so we're not affected the same way. When you're in it, you feel it in a way that's inexplicable. They now don't wear the traditional costumes anymore. We're losing some of the most beautiful cultures.
He's so happy you're taking his picture.
This was very strange. I walked down a little street and, you know, you look into windows and into doors like we would always do, you know. And I see this guy standing on a table, brooming the table. And he's brooming it with that smile on his face and all those paintings and photographs hanging in the back. And he never changed. He just stood like that, brooming, smiling. And it was just one of those moments where you're like, your adrenaline just, you know, kicks in because you're like, oh, this is one of those. You'll never like see this again ever in your life. And now you have it on a piece of paper for the rest of your life.
I feel like the photographs that you have in your house are the photographs that inspire you every day. One of my coveted photographs that I keep close to my heart and my apartment is this one, which I have always loved.
That was in Barcelona in a gypsy camp. It was done in one of those day-in-the-life projects, which used to be great because you got to go to all over the world and just take pictures. So this was a day in the life of Spain. I have a friend who's a doctor, and he was working in this camp. So he got me access to this gypsy camp in Barcelona. And they had these masks on, and they just had a great sense of fantasy and beauty. I mean, it's something that I guess I look for in pictures, is something that has a sense of otherworldliness. And it was just incredible. But when I did those pictures, it was at a totally different time in the world of photography. I mean, it was before cable television, before the internet. One was able to get much more access. I have a theory that I think it's easier being a woman to go out on the street and approach people, much easier. I can knock on a door and walk in the house. I think it's harder for a man, especially when it comes to children. You know, definitely, and more so.
You gave me one of the best advice in photographing children. You need to get down in the height with them. You need to lower down so that you are in their world, in their height, so that they see you, so you create a contact directly between you and the child.
It's harder now. Access is harder because of the internet, too, and it's something you have to think about.
Do you find that people, since you have a public persona, do you think people are willing to give you time to work with them and be photographed?
It's very hard, like Mary Ellen was saying. People are very guarded more and more. I don't feel comfortable when people walk up to you in the street and just stick a camera in your face. I don't think anyone does, and it's still that sense of that you're guarding something that's, you know, it's a personal, it's like your soul. So that's kind of what I feel you do with your portraits. You get the raw essence of these people, no matter how they're dressed up, no matter how they're made up. You go right through to the core of them.
I try and do that. It's a little more difficult to do that with famous people. It was easier to do that with famous people in the beginning. You get to watch great people work, but it's like taking photographs in a museum because it's not your work.
It was an incredible moment with Fellini.
You know, I think working on a film set, if the director really loves and appreciates photography, you are able to get good pictures. You get to see the best people work. I learned a lot about how to direct people. When you do direct, you know, when you're working with an actor, you have to take control. And a great actor will help you, and Johnny Depp helps you.
also integrated yourself with your subject. You became very close with them and made them trust you. And sometimes I feel like that is what you need to get an amazing photograph, portrait of anyone. I just shot Kate. It's Kate Bosworth, and I've known her for many years. But then to photograph someone that you know is the first time I photographed her.
It's harder, don't you think, to
Well,
photograph someone you
actually,
know?
with Kate, it was just a really beautiful experience because she just got in front of the camera and went into this zone. It was a completely silent shoot between us. We never even said anything. Just, you know, she just got into this headspace, and I just followed her in there.
I love this photograph.
You know, I've never understood why people like this picture. I think I have so much stronger pictures. For some reason, that picture became an iconic picture.
I think it's her body language. I think it's the combination of, you know, that trust and the composition.
It's the way she's styled. It's the way she's dressed. And, you know, often in a photograph, we don't think about this, but even if you see on the street someone and you take their picture, how they're dressed helps make the picture. I think fashion's really hard, too, though. I bet you're great at it. There's something you have to understand about fashion when you do it. It's not just taking a picture of like a beautiful woman in clothes.
Well, you look at photographs from the 50s and 60s,
wow,
and all
you
the
think,
Robert Frank photographs, and you're like, oh, why can't people just dress like that nowadays?
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Mark Seliger on the set of Capture. And with me are the exceptional photographers Mary Ellen Mark and Helena Christensen. Make sure you don't miss a single episode of the show. And how do you do that? Click the subscribe button and leave a comment if you'd like. And of course, share this with your friends.